Okay. So my first question is, what is a CRM? I'm sure you guys must have heard of CRM earlier. So what is your understanding about a CRM?
It's basically
Anyone?
customer relationship management.
Customer relationship management. All right. And what does that mean? Customer relationship management.
Maintain every aspect of customer interaction that is needed for business.
Ashok, what about you?
Yeah,
What is CRM?
yeah, it's basically a customer relationship management, and it helps in building the business applications for the end users.
Mhm. Okay. So I would not, agree to this helps in building business application. I'll come to this a little later. How this application thing comes into the picture. So customer relationship management is basically a tool which helps you maintain good relationship with customer. That's what it means, right? So a tool
Yes.
which can help you maintain good, smooth, healthy relationship with your customer. Now, what kind of a tool it is that helps you, maintain relationship with customer? Maintaining relationship with customer is it's a very what do you say? It's a big terminology. How can a tool help me do that? So again, answer to that is it helps you. What Arvind was just saying, that it helps you maintain customer interactions. Not just the customer interactions, it helps you maintain track of all the information related to customer, everything. Okay, what does my customer buy, when does he buy, what does he plan to buy, what is he willing to buy, things like that. Okay, his name, email, phone number. So all the information that I can have for my customer, that I receive some point of time from the customer, this is a tool where I can store all this information. Okay, why do we need to store all this information, or how does that help in maintaining good relationship with the customer? It's pretty simple. If I know what exactly my customer needs, I will be able to serve the customer better. So instead of let's say there's a customer who plans to buy uh, a certain kind of a laptop or a device. Let's say I'm planning to buy laptop, and there's this company which does not know whether I'm planning to buy a laptop or an iPhone, or maybe a tablet or a mobile phone, right? Or an iPod, and they keep on sending me newsletters for everything. What will I do? Eventually I will realize that they are actually sending too many newsletters, and I might block their newsletters, that sort of thing, right? But if they just send me the newsletters which are related to my preference, then I might be interested in receiving more of them, and uh, viewing things, what is available and what are they selling, and what is the kind of pricing that they are offering and all, right? That's one. The other thing is, in case you are interacting with the customer and the customer tells you that, hey, you know what, I want to buy something 6 months from now, after 6 months. Now, when the customer says after 6 months, and you keep on bothering the customer every day, the customer will definitely not buy it from you. He will rather go to some other supplier or vendor and buy it from them. So it's very important for us to understand what customer has said. So if the customer has said 6 months, so let's give the customer time for 6 months, right? So overall, what has been noticed is the companies which maintain good customer relationship management (CRM), they end up doing better businesses as compared to the companies which do not have any CRM. So you also must have realized that there are certain companies, they keep on sending you um, what do you say, promotional things for everything. All right, whatever is being done, they keep on sending promotions for everything. um, the other thing is, no matter how much you tell them that you are planning to buy after 2 months, or you're not planning to buy, they keep on calling you again and again, right? But there are certain companies who do not do this. So the difference is that the one of the companies has a good CRM and the other one does not have, or they are not maintaining the data properly. All right. So overall, whatever information, interactions, conversations with the customer, whatever we are talking about, this all is data, right? All this
Mm-hmm.
is data, information.
Right.
Now the next thing that when we're talking about the data part, um, we need, or you can just call it a database also. So because there is so much of data, it forms a database. Okay. Now the next question that I have is, or any company will have is, where to store the data. Okay, we just talked about customer relationship. Is this, that, good? It helps you build business, it helps you maintain good relationship, all that and thing we are talking about. The next question that a business will have, that okay fine, because it's a database, where do I store the data? Right? So to store the data you need two things. You need a software and you need a hardware. Hardware means storage device, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you need a software, the front end of it, which allows you to insert the data, which allows you to retrieve the data, that sort of thing. Now, what are a few options which are available to you? So let's say by whatever knowledge you have right now, whatever let's not consider that there is something called Salesforce and there are these things. By whatever knowledge you have, if you start a company and you have your customers' information, how will you store that? And
Storage server.
I'm just saying that whatever knowledge you have right now, something that you can do on your
Easily,
own.
easily
Sandboxes.
accessible, easily accessible, and easily and conveniently organized
So what will
from a
you
functional
use? What
perspective.
tool will you use?
I mean, for now, I would say an Excel or an Access database.
I would say sandboxes.
Okay. So Arvind says he will put it in Excel or
An
Access.
Access database.
Right. Ashok, you say Sandbox. What is that Sandbox thing?
Storage area networks, which we store all the data.
Right. But again, my point was that I'm talking about something that you can do on your own. So will you be able to set up the storage network and all that thing on your own?
No, it needs infrastructure.
Right. So then what will you do?
I'll store in my personal data files.
And
Or
what
I'll
software
go
will
for a
you use?
cloud storage like Google Drive or whatever. I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
didn't mean to cut anybody off.
Right. Okay. So right now, if you start a business today and you start getting data of the clients, first thing, usually the first thing that we will do is open an Excel spreadsheet and start putting data there. Okay. Then you realize that no, I do not have sufficient space on the hard disk. Then you start moving into something like a Google Drive and all. Right. That's something that you can do. All right. Okay. So let's take the example of Excel. So in Excel, when you are putting data in Excel, software is Excel and hardware is your hard disk. Got it?
Right.
You plan to store it in Google Docs. Software is the Google Docs which is being used, and the hardware is basically your Google Drive, the storage device on the Google Drive. Right? So you need a
Right.
software and a hardware. Now, but this because this is company's data, it needs to be stored in such a way so that everyone can access it, right? So I putting the data into my laptop does not work that well, okay, because in the company there can be 10 other people who are using the same database, or there can be 200, or there can be 1,000. So storing the data in my personal computer or personal laptop does not work that well. So what is the other option that I have? The other option that I have is have a common storage space. Now this is what Ashok, you were talking about database server. Okay. So because I cannot put company's data in my personal laptop, then others will not be able to access it. Let me go to the common storage, which is the database server. Okay. Now this database server can be of two types. One can be a local and the other can be on the cloud. Local is accessible through local area network, and this cloud is basically accessible through internet. Correct? Basically, the concept is that when I have a centralized common hardware or a hard disk or a server, that server needs to be connected to all the people who are actually using that. Correct? We are 20 people and I have created one server, so I need to connect everyone's laptop with that one server so that everyone can access it, right? So that connection can be done using local area network or it can be done using internet. These are the only two ways. Do it through internet or do it through local area network. Okay. So if you do the connection using local area network, the internal office networking, then it will become a local server, which means only the people within that premise can access it, and people outside that premise will not be able to access it, which is a bit of challenge. Now the other option is that you put it on the cloud. So when you put it on the cloud, then basically it's accessible through internet. So now you do not have a restriction of the premise. Anyone who has an internet can get connected to that server, like a Google Drive. So Google Drive is again it has a backend server device, but you can access it from wherever you are, and I can access it from here. You can access it from sitting in US. Someone might be sitting in UK and might be accessing it. Clear on this?
Yep.
Tell me if there is any question or doubt on this. The simple concept, right? So earlier, what used to happen? I mean, if we go back like 10 years back, it was the CRM servers were built using local area network. Okay, so the concept was CRM is not a new concept. CRM has been there for I do not know how many years, right? Right from the day business started, I think CRM also started. So CRM is not a new concept. CRM is pretty much there for thousands of years. And companies you used to have different ways of maintaining customers' data. You must have seen some small grocery shops having that notebook where they write the name and due amount for the people, right? So we have seen that kind of thing also. So for them that is CRM. Eventually, when the softwares came, everything started getting managed using the softwares. Now companies started using software for managing CRM also, right? But earlier, for the hardware part, the server used to be connected using local area network. Now this was a challenging phase. The big challenge here was that if a company has multiple offices, let's say there's a company which has an office in Canada and another one in US. Now, how do they actually connect both these offices with local area network? There is no possibility of doing that. Got it? So that used to be a big challenge for the companies. Second thing is when you are creating server and you deploy it on your premise and connect it through local area network, it's a big what do you say investment from your side in terms of time as well as money. Why? Because as I told you, you cannot do the local area networking and all that. So you'll have to hire experts who can actually take care of it. Then the same thing goes on with the time factor, which goes. You'll have to say, spend a lot of time in setting up that local area network within your office, and then only it gets started. You'll have to hire people who can actually, who are the specialist database administrators to take care of that server and retrieve the data from the server. So that makes it very kind of a complex process, and the companies needed to put in a lot of time, effort, energy into this. And that's the reason why a lot of companies, the ones which were kind of small in size, they used to avoid CRM. They used to manage things with an Excel spreadsheet or something. Okay, Salesforce introduced this concept in the CRM thing. The cloud concept is also not new. In cloud and the cloud-based server, these are not new. They have been there for a long time. But Salesforce introduced this cloud for CRM. It was almost 10 years back. Fine. Tell me if there is a question or doubt here. It's simple. Okay.
Yeah, good so far.
Right. So with this kind of a concept, basically, you have your CRM software connected to a device which is not within your premise, and it can be accessed through internet. The big advantage that you have is you can access it from anywhere. You might be sitting in India, US, UK, Singapore, Japan, Russia. You access the same database. Okay. Now this gives a big advantages to the companies with multiple offices. So if a company, there is a big company which has multiple offices, it's a big advantage for them because they now just have one centralized database server and everyone across globe is accessing the same server, and that server gets updated real time. Means if you are sitting in US and you updated some information, the next moment I am sitting in India, I will see the updated information, right? So there is no time lag between what you did and what I see. Got it? So that's there. Now Salesforce came up with this concept of cloud-based CRM. So their concept is pretty simple. Salesforce concept is pretty simple. They have a big server, like Google has a big server and the Facebook has a big server. So all these companies do have a big server in the backend. Salesforce has a big, huge server in the backend, and they said that okay, fine, we are gonna take care of the server. Uh, So they said we will take care of the server. We will give you the front end interface. The moment you start accessing our Salesforce, you will directly be connected to our server, which is again accessible through internet. You can store your data into the server. Okay, and the server is cloud-based server. This is on cloud. Advantages: you don't have to really worry about setting up the server. You don't have to spend time on hiring people who can set up the server for you. You don't have to get the networking done. In short, you are saving a lot of money and time for you initially. You don't have to take care of maintenance of the server, which means you are actually saving a lot of time and money uh, regularly. You don't have to worry about a disaster. If there is a fire or something, or there is an earthquake, if you are maintaining a server and there is a fire, uh, then what happens? You are responsible for the disaster recovery, right? And you might not have a backup. How many backups can you do, and where do you keep the backup? If you just have one office, where do you keep the backup? And if there's a fire in that office, or if there is an earthquake, if there's a flood, right? But if Salesforce is maintaining the server, then we are not responsible for doing, the recovery of the data in case of disaster. They will take care of it. It's like more like keeping money in your house versus keeping money in the bank. So that's how it is, right? Now the bank worries about how they need to protect your money, and you don't need to worry about that. So that's the concept here. Correct. So Salesforce, the moment they launched this concept of cloud-based CRM, it was a big hit, and companies started. It was appreciated initially, though you must have seen that we have started hearing about Salesforce in last 2 years or so, 2 3 years. The boom, what we say, has been there for last 2 3 years. But the concept was really good, and companies appreciated the concept, and gradually it has become so popular, and these are the reasons why it is so popular, right? So that's what Salesforce is. Now let's understand what does Salesforce offer. So Salesforce gives us a software as a service, they give us a platform as a service, and they give us infrastructure as a service. Okay, software as a service means you start using the software. You don't use the software as a product, you use it as a service. So that software belongs to the company, you just use it. You pay a certain rental and you use it. Got it? So that's how, that's the difference between a software as a service and a software. Usually what happens with the software is you purchase the license of the software and then that software belongs to you. You can install it on your computer and you know you can use it for 5 years, 10 years, or 6 months or 1 month. That completely depends on you. But in software as a service, you don't need to pay a huge amount for acquiring the software. You just need to pay a little rental and you can use it till the time you want to use it, and when you feel that you don't need that software anymore, you can just stop paying and stop using it. So that's the software as a service part. It's also called on demand concept, right? So software on demand. On demand means I use it when I have demand. I will not use it when I don't have demand, right? So that's software as a service. Same way, infrastructure as a service is basically about the infrastructure part, the storage device that they allow you, that they give you, that's the infrastructure as a service. And they also give us a platform as a service, it's called. So software as a service that Salesforce gives us is the front end application. Infrastructure is the storage device, and platform as a service is basically a platform to develop your own applications. So you can use the application which is being provided by Salesforce, or you can design your own application. So that's also what Salesforce gives you, platform to develop your own app. Okay, platform to develop your own app. Sometimes they refer to this as force.com platform also. You must have heard this terminology somewhere. Platform is basically called force.com. Okay, so this is what they give you, this is what they allow you to do. They give you the front end software, they give you the storage device, and third they give you the force.com platform where you can develop your own apps. Let's say you have let's say you have taken an you have purchased a license from Salesforce. Now you get to see their standard application, right? And you feel that that application is not right for you, you need some other application, you need to store data in some other way, you need some other database tables, or you just want the data to be the way you want, then you will use platform as a service to develop your own application. Correct? All right.
Got
So
it.
here again I would, yeah, sure, you were saying something.
No, not.
Okay,
No,
so
it was me. I
here,
was just acknowledging it. Sorry.
okay, so here I'll just come back to what Ashok, you initially said that a CRM is for applications. No, so it's the other way around. These applications are there to maintain the CRM. All right. So we design applications, we use applications. These applications can be uh, the software as a service. They can be just simple softwares. They can be Excel spreadsheets, whatever it is. But we have different applications and setups for our CRM, right? And different companies do have different options available. So what are a few other options available in the market? I just want you to know this a little because these are very important things for you to know. So can you just tell me a few other CRM softwares which are there in the market, which you might have heard of, which you can think of?
I do not know any of the.
Hmm?
Siebel,
Okay. What else? So Salesforce is one.
SAP,
SAP. Okay. What else?
Microsoft Dynamics,
MS Dynamics. Okay.
that is all I know.
Okay. Why I just want you to know these things. Basically the point is that there are few very simple stuff that you guys need to know, right? Um, like as we have discussed earlier that while you start going for a job, or when you start applying for a job or something, most of the times you try and show some sort of experience, or you do not actually go and tell them that I'm completely new, I do not know anything about Salesforce. You try and tell that you are aware of Salesforce quite nicely. So in that case, these are a few small, simpler things that are expected from you, that you know these things. Okay. So some of the other softwares which are available in the market are like Siebel, SAP, Microsoft Dynamics. There's something called the Sage CRM. There is this called Zoho, which is a very small player basically. Um, yeah, so these are primarily the other applications. Siebel is the local server thing. Okay, the server based, not on cloud. SAP is also local server thing. Microsoft Dynamics is uh, this is cloud based. Okay, something like CRM, Salesforce. Okay, this is cloud based, and this is the closest competitor of Salesforce. There is another thing from Microsoft which is called Microsoft CRM, and that is a local server based. So Microsoft has these two things. Siebel is a product of Oracle. Okay, Sage has both on cloud and the on-premise option. Zoho is on cloud. We have one more that comes CRM on demand. CRM on demand is again, this is a product of Oracle, and this is CRM on demand is a product of Oracle, and this is again this time what do you call it, on cloud. Yeah. So Oracle has Siebel as the local server thing, or on-premise server. Okay, and CRM on demand is the new product that they have launched a couple of years back. So these are the two things that are there, right? Microsoft also has both the options. So that's how it is. All right. So these are a few other CRM app which are available. Now, why Salesforce is so popular when there are so many of them? Why Salesforce is so popular? Why is there so much of demand of Salesforce? Can you just think of it?
I would assume customization and ease of accessibility.
Uh-huh. Okay. So there are in this list which we just saw, there are two types of applications which we are talking about: on-premise and on-cloud server, right? So on-premise is something which is actually getting a little outdated nowadays, and companies are not that much willing, until unless it is really required. Companies are not that much willing to put their data into that sort of an application, okay, which is on-premise. So Salesforce is better than those because it's an on-cloud. Now, when it comes to other on-cloud applications, there are a few reasons. One, as you said, customization, ease of accessibility. Uh, Again, the kind of application that they have designed is kind of a complete application, right? So they have actually taken care of all the aspects of it, and they have tried to design a very nice, robust kind of an application which almost is okay for all sort of requirement from the customers, right? Secondly, it also gives you an option of developing your own application. So in case you are not completely satisfied with the application that they have given, you can again just go and develop your own application, right? So that's another advantage of Salesforce, right? So that's how it is. And when you know look into this, I mean, when you start comparing Salesforce with something like a Microsoft Dynamics, you will see that Microsoft is definitely a very big company as compared to Salesforce. They are definitely very big, but Microsoft has a lot of other products, right? So all their innovation and everything is not focused on only one Microsoft Dynamics. Whereas, as compared to that, Salesforce is a very small company as compared to Microsoft. I mean, it's not small company by any chance. But what I'm trying to say is, as compared to Microsoft, Salesforce just has one product to look after. So all their innovation, everything is focused on one thing, and they are, on the process of enhancing the application and building it better and better uh, with every year. They keep on, coming up with new features and with new options and they're making it better, right? Secondly, they are the pilots in this. They are the ones who initiated this concept. So that's again, something which makes them that popular. Got it? Yeah. Okay. Now, so first question was CRM. Do we need CRM or not? And we understood that yes, we need. Then we started looking into okay, where do we store data? And then we saw that okay, to store the data, we would prefer a cloud-based server. Right. So try and understand the story in the sequence. The first question is a company decides whether they need CRM or not. The second is whether they need a CRM which has the data storage on cloud or on premise. Then we talked about the advantages of a cloud, and then we decided, okay, let's go with the on cloud one. Then we actually started listing down a few options for the on cloud and also for the on premise, and then we decided that Salesforce seems to be the best option available, and we have decided to go ahead with Salesforce. Okay. Now the next question that comes into mind is how much will it cost? So all the good things have been talked about. Now let's understand. So if it is good, how much is it going to cost? Any company would, will be interested in knowing this. So good things are absolutely okay, but does it cost, or does it fit into my budget? That's the question that a company will have. So how much it cost will depend on two things: what features you need, and how many licenses you need, how many users you have. Okay, what features and how many users, that is going to define that cost thing for you. So basically, what happens is Salesforce has different editions. Okay, so it's not the same edition being used by everyone. It has different editions. Editions means you can just call it a package. Think of it as a package kind of a thing. So that's what an edition is here, a package of features, right? So every company does not require a lot of features. Some companies will need a lot of features. Some companies just need the basic features, right? As I told you, that Salesforce gives you the platform. They allow you to develop your own application. They allow you to customize the application. They allow you to automate things. There are a lot of things that you can do. But every company does not need to do all that stuff. There will be small companies which are absolutely okay storing information in the database. That's it. They don't need to actually go ahead and customize and develop and all that stuff. They don't need to do that. Then what? Then your additions comes into the picture. So depending on your requirement, if you just need lesser features, choose a addition which has got lesser features. If you need more features, you can just choose an addition which has more features. All right, and definitely the pricing for the additions are different. All right. I just want you to do one small thing. Just go to salesforce.com. I will just make one of you as the presenter. Then shall I make you presenter?
Sure.
Just open salesforce.com. Yeah.
Yep.
Ashok, you can
Can you see
also
my
do the
screen now?
same thing. Yeah, I can see your screen. Now, on the top there, you see products in the menu. You see products,
Yeah.
and then do you also see pricing?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So, this is the list of editions. We have the group edition, which you see is for $25. We have professional for 65, enterprise edition for 125, and unlimited for 250. Now the pricings are changing. That definitely means that the features are also changing. So, just below the pricing, there is this try button, and below that, we have the features listed. You can close this form. Yeah. Okay. So like group edition is basically meant for account and contact management. Professional edition allows you to manage campaigns. Enterprise edition allows you to do the automations. Unlimited edition has got unlimited customization options available. That's how it is, right? So depending on what you need, if you want to do automation, then you need enterprise edition at least. Professional edition will not let you do automations, right? If you want to do campaigns, then you need to buy at least a professional edition. Group edition does not have an option of managing campaigns. Got it? If you want to design your custom applications, custom app development is just see if I want to develop custom app, which edition I need to buy. Just check it. It's there on the site itself.
Enterprise. Enterprise.
Enterprise, right? Okay. So this is how the decision is made. So when you start implementing Salesforce for some company or somewhere, this is how the decision will be made. Or you just choosing it for your company. This is how you will decide. Okay, my company, I need to do automations according to my business process. Automation is available with Enterprise, so I'll need to spend $125. Or if you feel that's too much of a price for you to pay, you can decide on something like a professional edition, but you will not get the automation feature. So you'll have to go either way. Either don't take the automation feature or pay a little higher. So whatever, right? So that's how a company actually decides on which edition they need.
Sujit, one quick question here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm assuming that when you say there's a lot of customization and automation that is required, and
Mm-hmm.
looks like enterprise, and as a website is the most popular option.
Mm-hmm.
So when it says per user, would it be the end user? I'm assuming here when it says Salesforce, it could be a salesperson who's actually using it, and the company might have 100 sales representatives.
Right.
Would it be 125 times the 100
Yes.
sales reps
Right.
per month?
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
So that's how it is. So you will need to buy licenses per user per month. So all this pricing is per user per month. All right. So that's how it is. Yeah. So you decide on which edition you want, and based on your decision, you basically go ahead and start. Uh, you just go ahead and tell Salesforce that this is what I need. So if you tell them enterprise edition, they will just create an invoice uh, uh, with a calculation of $125 into number of users, and then they'll send it to you, and you just have to make the payment, and you get the licenses from them. All right. So this is how simple it is. There's one more edition which is not mentioned here, which is called a developer edition. Now, developer edition is the free. Okay, before I get into developer edition, I just scroll down a little, go to the bottom of it. You will see there is a download the full edition comparison chart. So I would suggest you just click on that and download that chart. It's a PDF which shows the comparisons. All right. Yeah. There's one more edition called Contact Manager, $5, but it's not there on the website because maybe they do not want people to actually see that one. That's fine. So here is the comparison chart available. Okay, so this is a detailed comparison chart where each and every aspect of it is written. So right now you will not understand this, But gradually, once you start learning different options, you will understand each bit of it. Like once we start doing automations in the training, you will understand that okay, this automation is not possible in these editions. Why is it important for us to know the editions or have some idea on the editions? I do not want you to become a complete expert on edition who knows everything about each edition. No, the thing is, I want you to have the basic understanding about editions, because you might have prepared really well for your interview, and if I'm the interviewer, I might ask you, okay, which edition did you use? And you start thinking there, or you by mistake you just say professional edition or a group edition, right? So that's okay. Hello. Hello. Yeah, I'm sorry. So this comparison chart, you can just keep it, and most of the times if you are going for a job as a developer, uh, if you're asked about edition, your answer should be simple enterprise edition. Okay, because customization features are not available till professional edition that much. So if you're talking about having worked as a developer, you must have worked on enterprise edition. So that's one thing. But again, there are a few for other factors. I just want you to have this basic understanding about the editions, right? Apart from whatever we see here, there is one more edition which is called a developer edition. Okay, developer edition is something which is free of cost, and that's meant for people who want to learn Salesforce, or people who just want to do some sort of development work on Salesforce, right, and contribute. So that's what developer edition is meant for. All right. Tell me if you have a question or doubt here. Okay. So there's one more developer edition, and this developer edition is basically, as I told you, it's something which is on developer edition is something which is not on the website, because it's not a paid edition, and it's a free of cost thing which you can actually use to your practice. Just a quick question: do you have any edition or login created for Salesforce? Any one of you? Have you created a login on Salesforce? Do you have a login created on Salesforce? Hello, you can hear me? Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, Jeet, your voice is going in and out. I'm not sure if it's on my end or yours.
Now can you hear me? Am I audible? Hello,
Hey, Ashok, are you still on?
hello. Yeah, can you hear me now?
I couldn't hear him.
Okay.
Hey, it's better now.
Yes.
Now it's better. Okay. So there is this developer edition which I was talking about. It's free of cost, and it is available to people who just want to learn Salesforce. Okay, and they I mean, it allows you to have some dummy data inside your org and develop applications. All right. So I was just asking a quick question. Have you created a login on Salesforce anytime? Do you have a Salesforce login?
I probably did, but it's been a long time.
How about you, Ashok?
Yeah, I did.
You have, right? Okay,
Yeah, I
great.
did. I have an account.
You already have an account. That's good. So, basically what we'll do is we will actually, start up with our, setting up our own developer edition, and we'll start, looking into things there. Okay, so that's what we actually start up with in tomorrow's session. So we meet the same time tomorrow, and we will, discuss further on it. All right. Okay then. See you all tomorrow,
All
same
right.
time, and it's going